everybody, to Awaken Within with Master Ernie T. Hope you're having a great day and happy and safe Memorial Day weekend to you. I want to jump right into this episode 44 for you. This is going to be a beginning of a series of videos on getting deeper on different ways, alternative ways, holistic ways to feel better mentally and emotionally. You know, this is a very powerful part of our body. The mind and the brain is complicated, but it is the most important part of our being, right? So we can take care of our body, wake up early, go to the gym and you know, work out and run and all that good stuff. But without this, we can be in trouble. And so it's important. Now, I know a lot of us, you know, experience anxiety and depression and PTSD and also substance use disorder. We're always looking for relief, right? And we find different ways, some good and some bad, some in the traditional manner. You know, we seek out therapists and psychiatrists and medications and things like that. We go to recovery centers, right? We go to rehabs. We go to detoxes, right? Because we struggle from substance use disorder. And again, it's just a symptom of mental health as well. But what about ancient medicine? What about ancient ways and plant medicine? What about working on the subconscious mind, getting deeper? What about spirituality? Right? These are the things that I think we need to get a little bit more information on. I'm also going to give you my side of what I think and what I do for myself when it comes to these pathways. I think the more pathways that we use, the better. I usually tell people that are struggling with substance use disorder have at least 5 different pathways. The mind is very complicated. So just going to a meeting once in a while or going to church once a month is not going to cut it. It's not going to do it. This is complicated, like I said. So we need more pathways. You know, we go to the gym, we wake up early, we eat healthy, right? We have a good spiritual program, right? We have a good mental program. We work on our personal development. We have the physical program, right? We use the triangle all the time, right? Mind, body, and spirit, right? We have to look at a holistic approach, right? So that's why I'm going to have this video series that is going to maybe open you up to different options. I'm not saying to get rid of the options that you're using now. I'm not saying to get rid of the pathways that you're using. I'm not saying to put away your medication, God forbid, that's for sure. But open you up to different pathways. You know, it's our responsibility, right, to assist whatever we are using now. Right? And I'm talking about if you're on medication, what else are you doing, all right, for yourself? We can't just allow the medication to do whatever it feels like. And even the approaches in different type of holistic ways that I'm going to show you, they also need an assistance. They also need the responsibility from you to help these other ways of looking at it. So we're going to open you up to a bunch of different type of things, and some of you I'm sure you know of, and some of you are maybe skeptical of them, you know, especially when it comes to the spirituality and also the plant medicines and that kind of thing. So anyways, I'm going to jump right in with this. And this video is going to be about my very own program, right? Now, you know, I speak an awful lot about Awaken Within, right? And I have the classes and I help people one-on-ones remotely. And it's doing really well. And why? Because it connects people with themselves, right? We're in a society right now that we're all struggling mentally, emotionally, some way and somehow at a different level now. It really has affected us. So we tend to walk around disconnected and we feel discontent. We're not happy with ourselves. And when we're not happy with ourselves or connected with ourselves, we're not happy or connected with outside of ourselves, right? So getting, you know, those issues and those experiences that are negative in our lives and the daily stress really gets us disconnected. Never mind if we struggle with anxiety and depression, PTSD, and substance use disorder, right? You know, our nervous system takes these hits on a daily basis and disconnects us. So we need to be more connected. What connects us? Well, there's so many ways, and I'm sure some of you are already using them in the traditional manner. But what about if you ever thought about how important the spiritual aspect is? How important the mindfulness part is for connection? What about the body and its movement? These simple things that we take for granted are the ones that really get disconnected. These are our personal medicines, right? Breath is one of our very first medicines, they say, including plant medicine that we'll talk later on in the next videos, right? But when we get disconnected, these are the things that get disconnected. So we want to put them back. And Awaken Within does this by using, again, the body movement and awareness and the subtlety of the motion. It brings us right back to the present, combining it with the breath, combining it with the movement. When you combine these things, like I've said over and over again, we see the results on a one-on-one or even in a group. The breath is a very, very powerful thing. It helps us heal our emotional wounds. It connects us to ourselves. You can see it sometimes in people where they literally shift and reset. And when we put those subtle movements in, and we move very slowly and with the flow, and we breathe in timing and rhythm, because that is the key, and we put our mind in the flow, that's when we start connecting those things. That's when we start become more aligned again. Again, whether it's in a group or whether it is in a one-on-one session or even remotely, it absolutely changes the person. Is it the only path? Absolutely not. But you can use this to assist you with your very own program that you're using now. But it is powerful. These are the things that also become bad habits, bad movement, right? A short gait, not a really good balanced walk, bad posture. These things become out of line without us even knowing. Poor breath, poor breathing, shallow breathing, mouth breathing. Okay, these are bad habits, right? Obsessive thinking, bad habits, not being aware of our obsessive thinking and negative thinking, our loop thinking, right? And so again, those very things that we take for granted take hits and they become really bad habits. All right, and we're not aware of them. So my job is to bring you much more aware of them by using the mindful practice, movement practice, breath practice, and putting them together. It's very, very powerful. And we have a couple of free events coming up, so keep your eye on the social media, on Instagram and also Facebook. You're also going to see a free demonstration coming up on Zoom as well that you can literally participate. We have a mindful gathering that's coming up next week. It's on Facebook page, and it'll have you all of what you need, okay, the information, the where it's going to be and when it's going to be, all that good stuff, it's on there, all right? And so we can get started with our practice, all right? It's a powerful program. It really, really helps people to connect with themselves and they feel better for sure. I hope that helps you. Please, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on Facebook, on Messenger, and also call me direct, 401-855-6255. It's time for you to awaken within. Enjoy your day.